feel good. I feel good because I know there's a God somewhere.
Hey there, friends. Welcome back to another Legally Armed America video. I'm, of course, Paul Glasgow here, the one and only truth pimp, dealing you that vulgar display of logic and reason that you've come to expect on a daily basis, and that clip that I just showed you will make a lot more sense here in a second. What I want to do is something that I've been contemplating for a while, and it's going to be on the heels of all the nonsense that's happened with Charlie Kirk. Now, I'm going to take a break from the investigation today because there's some things that I think need to be addressed that aren't being talked about, and more specifically, that's the people who continue to smear Charlie Kirk on the left. You've heard all the comments, hateful, bigoted, racist, all the normal yap. When somebody doesn't have an argument, those are the things they go to every single time. And in this case, they're doing the same thing to Charlie Kirk. I can't let that happen because this was a good man. This was a better man than me. I wish at such a young age, I was such a good person. I wish I was as good a husband, a father, everything that Charlie Kirk, businessman even. I wish I loved my country as much as Charlie did when I was 18 years old. You know, not that I dislike my country. You understand what I'm saying? Charlie was 2 decades ahead of me. And I just don't feel right letting those smears exist. What I'm going to do today is I want to show you a person that you shouldn't ever expect personal smears to come from. It's going to be a pastor. More specifically, it's a pastor of our good friend, Ghetto-licious Jasmine Crockett. This guy is a phony. This guy is far less of a Christian than Charlie Kirk ever was on his worst day. And this guy is an actor. And let's not forget, as you watch these clips that I'm about to show you, most of these pastors, they're banging half the chicks in the church. I mean, let's be real here. I mean, this is not a revelation that I just uncovered. There are trails blazed by pastors with women they bang by taking advantage of their positions, littered throughout that trail. And this guy, there's no way he's any better than that. Yes, I'm casting aspersions, but I want you to see these clips. And I'm going to comment on, looks like I have 4 different clips from him. I want you to see these.
Have you thought about the fact that this week in Utah, a white Christian got killed by a white Christian? And then the next day, HBCUs were under threat. Now, how did we get in it? I mean, that's called white on white crime.
Can I get an amen? Yeah.
So as you can see, that's all acting, everything he does. That's not the way a normal person talks. I understand that that's the way you're supposed to talk when you get paid to act like you know God, but that's clearly nothing but an act. And what he's saying about the HBCUs is a lie. Yeah, what happened was the day after Charlie Kirk was shot, when nobody was saying a black person did it, like nobody, like no one, he's going to say that HBCUs had threats. Well, I'm unfortunately here to correct homie that HBCUs were on heightened security after Charlie Kirk's murder. However, the FBI later determined those threats were not credible. So what happened was the HBCUs probably had issues where they wanted to become the victim. In other words, they weren't in the spotlight, so they figured we need to grab the spotlight. Let's fake like we're under attack. Even though nobody has said it, let's act like we're under attack. Or let's act like we're under attack. Yeah, let's fake our way through this. Even though the FBI said full of crap. So the HBCUs were under attack and under threat for whatever. Did they just say we're being threatened so they could get a day off of school? Not really sure, but there was never a threat. So homie here is lying.
You came the wrong Sunday if you thought you... I'm sorry, I see y'all are real sophisticated and you look really good. I hope they warned you about me, okay? Because on this Sunday, we gonna keep it 100.
Lord.
Acting all stupid and everything, but I guess the next thing he's gonna say, now that the FBI has debunked his lie, man of cloth here, man of God, supposedly, but lying in front of all of his constituents and his little people in there that paid to come listen to him talk in a different voice and tone. So I guess next he's going to say that everybody killed in Chicago tonight, because there will be people killed in Chicago tonight, that's going to be repercussions from this video or from Charlie Kirk's murder. It's always going to be somebody else's fault. Charlie Kirk got shot, so HBCUs are being threatened. It's always somebody else. There's never any accountability for their actions. This dude is acting, and I get it. It's a business. His church is a business. He's not really a man of God. He's here to make money off the dummies in the seats. I get it. I understand it. Great business model if you can handle it here. I can't do what he does. So good for him. But it's all a lie.
This Sunday, we gonna keep it 100.
So he gonna keep it 100 this Sunday. Again, making it about himself. Nobody cares about you keeping it 100. But he's going to keep it 100. He's mocking somebody in the audience that probably has a problem with the way he's acting, like a complete fool. Looks like a circus act up there. But he's trying to make it about him. Today I'm going to keep it 100 because they didn't tell you about me.
I'm anti-political violence. Kirk should still be alive. I don't agree with the time with anything Kirk said. What Kirk said was dangerous. What Kirk said was racist, rooted in white supremacy, nasty, and hate-filled. But he still should be alive.
There's a God somewhere.
Kudos to him for saying Charlie should still be alive. But you know why he's saying that, right? He don't think that. He's in the green room, he's wherever, he's hitting that Hennessy, a little bit of weed backstage. He's saying, guy had it coming to him. Dude had it, live by the sword, die by the sword. Yeah, he's saying all that off screen. He knows he ain't supposed to say that on screen. That's why he's saying Charlie shouldn't have died, but, and then he's got all these buts behind him. And all his buts were lies.
This is a violent country that has done violence to too many people. We will never get our act together. It's time to repent, because if my people called by my name humble themselves and pray, turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, forgive their sin, and heal the land.
I don't know what you come to do, but I come to praise the name.
What an absolute joke. It's all an act. This guy is saying nothing but getting people riled up. The words, he could be saying, Old MacDonald had a farm. And these people would get just a, Old MacDonald had a farm. and on that farm he had a pig. E-I-E-I. Oh! And they would still, pass that plate around. It's an act. It's a business. His business model is to make people think he's smart, which he's dumb, or he's just a flat out liar. Let me make something very clear to you. This guy's not a man of God. Charlie Kirk has passed more through his lower intestines and flushed down the toilet of holiness than this guy is. So when people do this to mock somebody else, partially because they envy what they had, make no mistake, this guy envies Charlie Kirk, because Charlie Kirk engaged. He didn't have to act. He didn't have to pray. He didn't have to change his voice to do it. He could do it in his normal tone and command an audience of thousands without putting on some little stupid shuck and jive show. But this dude right here is massively, massively envious of Charlie Kirk, and it shows. Why else would you take somebody like that and mock them so hard and so vehemently unless you wished what they had? This is not a man of God. Now, what I do want to show you, and I kind of fought with the order that I wanted to show these things. Didn't know if I wanted to show Charlie Kirk first. I wanted you to see the racist, bigoted, hateful things that this guy thinks Charlie says on campus. This is going to be kind of a lengthy clip, but I think you have to see it to capture all the context. This is one of the main things that Charlie Kirk, people have talked negatively about him, about the DEI situation, about black people being put in positions that they didn't earn, but people were checking boxes, so they put them in positions. I don't know who this poor guy is that goes and talks to Charlie on this campus. I don't even know what campus it is. This guy's dumb. I mean, I'm more showing you the example of how good Charlie handled himself and how professional he was and how right he was. But this poor guy, I mean, it looks like I'm making fun of him by including him on here because he's dumb. I mean, he's dumb. He doesn't know what DEI means. Literally, he doesn't know what DEI means. Like, he's incorrect on you'll see it in the clip. He's incorrect on his understanding of what DEI is. He's just stupid. He's a stupid guy. But I want you to see how Charlie Kirk respectfully, because he respects the person that he's having a dialogue with, not like this fake preacher. Charlie loved people that he was debating with, didn't hate on them, and didn't pretend like this fake Christian preacher. Check this clip out.
Okay, I got my phone out. That's cool for you? Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to quote you real quick. You said, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Are you going to do that?
Yeah, I mean that is correct, yeah.
That's correct? Okay, so can we both agree?
What was the context of what I said, though?
What was the context? I don't even want to get into DEI because your opinion on DEI, it doesn't really help it in this case. So if the context between what you brought up was that you believe that
because they were being hired because they were black.
Okay, so can we both agree that every single pilot, whether black, white, whoever, has to go through FAA certification?
No, actually,
we can't.
New lawsuit shows that black pilots and female pilots have the standards being relaxed.
No,
for them.
sir. Can we agree at the time of February 29th or 2023 when you said it at the time? No.
No, actually, I said it. That's why you don't know the context. Is that new lawsuits were showing that they were relaxing the standards for air traffic control and pilots in order to meet the standards.
The context of that was diversity, equity, and inclusion. What does that have to do with hiring?
Everything. DEI definitionally is that we will hire more of a race versus a different race. So, for example, United Airlines said that they want 50% of their new pilots to either be women or black.
Okay.
Currently, just so you understand, it's like 8%. So they want to go from 8% to 50%.
Okay.
And every time DEI is implemented, every single time, the lowering of standards occurs. Every single time.
Lowering of standards?
Correct. So can I prove it to you? We both want excellence, right?
Okay.
If you and I said, hey, we want 50% of the new people going in the NBA are white.
Okay.
Would the NBA drop in its standard?
No. The National Basketball League?
No. If we said 50%, if we say
if 50% of the NBA dropped and it was only white.
No.
You're saying would the standard go down?
I'm not hearing what I'm saying. If 50% of all new people going in the NBA were white, by decree, would the quality of play of the NBA decrease?
Would the quality of play in the NBA decrease?
Yeah.
No, if they're the same standard of basketball player.
Hold on, let's talk realistic.
Well, what are you saying realistically? You're asking me if
75% of the NBA is black. 75%.
So does that mean white players are less better, or does that mean
whites are not as good at basketball as blacks?
Okay.
I mean, we got some big.
Everybody, calm down.
We got some big exceptions. I mean, we're very proud of Larry Bird. Okay.
No, he's good.
We're very proud of Luka and Nikola. However, the point being, let's implement DEI in the NBA.
Okay.
If all of a sudden 50% of all the players have to be white, which means they have to say no to otherwise good black players.
There was a time where this happened, right?
Well, no, I of course, and the league wasn't as good. That's the point.
No, you understand that there was a time where the exclusion of African American players was in the NBA, right?
No, for sure. I acknowledge that, and the league got better as blacks were allowed in.
Did it get better, or did we just integrate ourselves in?
Well, hold on, no, but wait,
the players in the league averages around that time weren't worse. We just got better.
Hold on. Do you actually think that? Why is it that 75% of the NBA is black?
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean, well, it was a certain point around 1965
why
where
is
a
it,
law
answer the
passed
question.
where we can actually...
Why is it that 75% of the NBA is black?
Because we integrated into the league.
No, because the best players are allowed to play in the NBA.
Well, actually, the best players in the NBA are European-born. They're not even African-American.
I mean, a couple of them are. As I said, we're very proud.
No, we're very integrated within sports, but what does that prove?
That proves that the NBA is not built on DEI. It's built on excellence.
No, the NBA isn't proof. So when you mention DEI, you're now saying that it's...
You obviously don't know what DEI is. DEI...
How I know what DEI is if you're not giving me a proper explanation
DEI
on what it
is racial quotas.
Racial quotas?
Yes. You've never heard of DEI before. So, do you know what a racial quota is? You have to have a certain amount of a certain race. That is what United Airlines did. We must get to 50% of our pilots to be black or women. Therefore, if the NBA said 50% of our players have to be white, I guarantee you, we could try to get as many Serbs and Croats as possible. It's not going to make the NBA the best league. Instead, the NBA has a policy of which the NBA and the FAA and the United Airlines should have the same policy. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It matters how good you are at what you do.
So
excellence matters.
Wait. Okay. So what you're saying is, everybody's good? So what you're saying is the NBA
is a great example of...
No, it's a bad example. Because in the example that I gave you, I said when you say a black or female pilot might be less qualified because of DEI, what you're implying is that they didn't earn their spot.
Correct, they didn't, because that's what DEI does.
That's what you're implying?
Because you're there because of the quota, not because of excellence.
Does DEI give you the opportunity because of who you are, or does it open up access?
No, it gives it because of literally the color of your skin.
Charlie, you are quoted by saying that, guys, Charlie...
Everyone knows the quote because it's true. When you hire somebody...
What's true?
It's true because they're there not because of their merit, but because of a racial quota. Why is it that only 8% of pilots right now for United Airlines are black or female?
It's actually 3%.
Oh, that proves my point even more.
And no, it doesn't. It's, guys, DEI is the reason why they're not in these positions. But it's because they're...
I mean, even Charlie Kirk can't believe how stupid this guy is. The guy... Somebody go to this guy into going up there and, oh yeah, man, you got it all together. Go talk to Charlie Kirk. You got it. You can debate him. You smart. I'd be so mad if somebody talked me into doing something that stupid. But this is a perfect example of the things taken out of context because they snatch 5 seconds where Charlie says, yes, you got that job because of DEI. And in many cases, that alone is enough for me because I understand what it means. But even when you show them the context, which is why I showed you the longer video, I don't understand how anybody that dislikes what we stand for, center to right, I don't see how they can watch videos like this and hate on Charlie Kirk. I understand that you don't like the message. I understand that you are in favor of DEI. I understand that you don't want merit to be the reason why somebody gets a job because you suck. So you need a DEI program in place in order for dumb, stupid, lazy people to get an equal opportunity. And that's what you're all boiling it down to. You don't want to have to compete for that job. You want to move to the front of the line just because of what you are, not because of who you are and what you know. So DEI truly is a symbol for stupid, dumb, lazy people. And this poor guy doesn't understand that. Like I said, he doesn't understand the meaning of it, which is, to me, a massive failure of the public school system. And you saw, later on in the clip, they even talk about this guy talking about all the opportunities of white people and not black people. And Charlie hits him up and says, who's paying for your school? The guy won't answer. You know why? Because he got a free ride. But he's sitting there bitching about it. Incredible. Now, the video that I showed you guys yesterday about how the ghetto culture is destroying cities and everybody's blaming it on investors. Oh, the investor doesn't want to invest his money over here. Making it sound like it's a racist reason why they don't want to invest their money when it's really because they don't want to get ripped off or stabbed or hurt at their grocery store. I cited a bunch of facts, again, things that you can't debunk because they're FBI statistics. Charlie Kirk uses the same statistics I used yesterday in this video, and I'm going to end this video with Charlie Kirk slam dunking on this dummy.
No, but
Please.
I want you to tell me, why is it that black Americans are 13% of the population, yet they commit 55% of the murders?
Where can you show me that at?
Again, it's FBI statistics. It's well known.
FBI statistics? Where can you show me that at? Can you give me
ask
substantial
ChatGPT,
evidence
ask
with
Grok.
fact? Why would I ask ChatGPT when ChatGPT has shown, prove it? What?
Prove it. Again, anyone near you can show you the stats, right? It's right there. Look.
What are you showing me?
Man.
Let's read it. 70% of offenders were African American. Wait, put it back up.
Don't forget, guys, if you're looking for a book to educate yourself and to educate the idiots out there who can't think for themselves regarding mass shootings, go to damnliars.net. Again, damnliars.net, and get my brand new book, Damn Liars.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
It's hanging around.